All right, we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show, 825 here in LJ, Georgia. So, Josh, put up number 11. Just really quick. Let's show the people how to get in touch with the show. There you go. Now let's put up number 11. Moving right along. No, wait a minute. He doesn't look happy. Tom Steyer, Democrat debate appears set for 10 candidates after Tom Steyer fails to qualify. Well, that's the look of a man that just spent $12 million and could not get enough ones in his G-string to get on the stage. All right, take him off. All right, now, yesterday, MSNBC's high standards, Lawrence O'Donnell apologized. He opened his show with a retraction. Now let's watch the video, then we'll break it down just a tad.
Last night on this show, I discussed information that wasn't ready for reporting. I repeated statements a single source told me about the president's finances and loan documents with Deutsche Bank, saying, if true, as I discussed the information, was simply not good enough. I did not go through the rigorous verification and standards process here at MSNBC before repeating what I heard from my source. Had it gone through that process, I would not have been permitted to report it. I should not have said it on air or posted it on Twitter. I was wrong to do so. This afternoon, attorneys for the president sent us a letter asserting the story is false. They also demanded a retraction. Tonight, we are retracting the story. We don't know whether the information is inaccurate, but the fact is we do know it wasn't ready for broadcast, and for that, I apologize.
Wait, Josh, put that up one more time. Go to about 30 seconds in. I want to hear something again. I want to see if I heard it correctly. Try it. Put it up again. See if you can go to 30 seconds. I got to see if I heard. I'm listening to see what he said there. I don't think I heard it correctly.
Report it. I should not have said it on air or posted it on Twitter. I was wrong to do so. This afternoon, attorneys for the president sent us a letter asserting the story is false. They also demanded a retraction. Tonight, we are retracting the story. We don't know whether the information, the rigorous verification and standards process here at MSNBC before loan documents with Deutsche Bank, saying, if true, as I discussed the information, was simply not good enough. I did not go through the rigorous verification and standards process here at MSNBC before repeating what I heard from my source. Had it gone through that process, I would not have been permitted to report it. I should not have said it on air or posted it on Twitter. I was wrong to do so. This afternoon, attorneys for the president sent us a letter asserting the story is false. They also demanded a retraction. Tonight, we are retracting the story. We don't know whether the information is inaccurate, but the fact is we do know it wasn't ready for broadcast, and for that, I apologize.
All right. So, all right, folks, a couple things here. Lawrence O'Donnell yesterday went and said he went on the last word. He had to retract because he said the President of the United States had received loans that were co-signed by Russian oligarchs. Now, a source just told him that he had, on Wednesday broadcast of MSNBC, The Last Word, host Lawrence O'Donnell retracted and apologized for the report that President Trump had received loans that were co-signed by Russian oligarchs. Now, there's a couple things here with MSNBC. Did he come on and read a retraction? Yes, he did. He did, okay? But a couple things here that happened is he fell on the sword trying to convince you that MSNBC has standards. Now, yes, he took something somebody told him, and he ran with it. But in his retraction, he says it wasn't ready for reporting. So what he wants you to believe is this group here. Give me the group. Where the heck are they at? Let's see. I know I have them somewhere. I like to get a screenshot of the ones that are. Where's all? There it is. Hold on. Give me number 2. Okay. So what Lawrence O'Donnell is telling you, that MSNBC, this group right here, now Minka's off today, but we have the, domestic terrorist Al Sharpton, and then we got the Barnacle, and what the hell's a Barnacle? I don't know. And we got Catty K. Chatty Cathy Catty K. I forget the other guy's name, but there's Joe in the middle. This is the morning group. So what Lawrence O'Donnell, we got to be clear on, is he is telling, first of all, he should be fired, and it wasn't ready for reporting. So all the other MSNBC stuff is ready for reporting. I want to know what the vigorous and rigorous and verification standards are at MSNBC. Lawrence, hey, you blew it. You should be fired. I don't know why you had an opportunity. You should have read your statement and then said, as of immediately, MSNBC's standards say Brian Williams and I now have to leave the building. No. Because MSNBC said, we got a chance to say this is not us and imply everything else we do is true. Wasn't ready for reporting if true. Okay? If true. We're not finished. Hold on a minute. I got to turn this phone off. You got to give me just a second. All right. If true, rigorous standards at this network, rigorous standards we have here. Verification, if it would have gone through that process of rigorous standards of verification, I would not have been permitted to report the story. Who would not permit you, Lawrence O'Donnell? You got caught. You got a letter from the President of the United States. You got really shook up yesterday. No president, no letter from the attorneys from the President of the United States. You don't get caught in the lie. You don't think, how many things is MSNBC, well, we'll forget CNN right now, but let's stay with the network for Lawrence O'Donnell. How many things have they run that they just bypass their rigorous standards and their verification process? How many? Wonder if Chuck Todd has such high, rigorous verification. Well, I tell you what, why didn't MSNBC use those rigorous standards we have here and verification process the entire time you've been lying about Russia? The Russia collusion delusion. The coup. MSNBC, Lawrence O'Donnell is trying to lead you to believe that he went rogue. He never went rogue, folks. He is in on the plan. Okay? Chris Matthews, Rachel Maddow. These people every morning trying to manipulate and obstruct the country. So I just asked MSNBC, they're totally lying to you here. In fact, in a roundabout way, okay, what Lawrence O'Donnell did and his opportunity to come on the air and say, I did that on my own and I ran with it and I shouldn't have, because here at MSNBC, We have rigorous standards here. We have a verification process. And if those would have been put in place during that report, I would not have been permitted to do the report. So let me just think for a minute. Who over there is doing the permission? Who is given the permission to move on with a report? Who has set these rigorous standards that they have over at MSNBC? Who is running the verification process? Who has decided to just ignore Peter Strzok, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Barack Obama? Who's Hillary Clinton? Peter Strzok, I said it twice. Lisa Page, Andrew McCabe, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Daniel Steele, The Dossier, Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson. Who over at MSNBC missed all of that and had the verification standards and rigorous standards of verification in process the whole time you've attempted to pull a coup on the President of the United States? Obviously, those stories, those lies about Russian collusion, those lies about everything where that was concerned, and bypassing the real news is part of your rigorous standards over at MSNBC. So first of all, Lawrence O'Donnell, watch it again so you can listen to it a different way. Listen to it this time, how he says, I'm the piece of crap, and I didn't go through our standards, that he's trying to set that MSNBC has any standards. Play it one more time. I'll make a closing statement on it, and we'll move along.
Last night on this show, I discussed information that wasn't ready for reporting. I repeated statements a single source told me about the president's finances and loan documents with Deutsche Bank, saying, if true, as I discussed the information, was simply not good enough. I did not go through the rigorous verification and standards process here at MSNBC before repeating what I heard from my source. Had it gone through that process, I would not have been permitted to report it. I should not have said it on air or posted it on Twitter. I was wrong to do so. This afternoon, attorneys for the president sent us a letter asserting the story is false. They also demanded a retraction. Tonight, we are retracting the story. We don't know whether the information is inaccurate, but the fact is we do know it wasn't ready for broadcast, and for that, I apologize.
It wasn't ready for broadcast, and for that I apologize. That's what he said. Wasn't ready for reporting. If true, rigorous standards we have here. Verification, if it would have gone through the verification process. The thorough, deep process of verification, I would not have been permitted to run the story. Because we have a deep verification process when it comes to everything except for Donald J. Trump. We can just say anything we want. And what MSNBC did yesterday in this retraction by this individual is to try to say they have standards. All right, let's see if he gets fired. Let's see if he gets fired. Moving right along, let's see if any of the other stories that MSNBC, if they'll start applying the rigorous standards and verification process and maybe stop some of the stories. Really not going to happen. I'm your host, BKP. We'll take a brief break. Come back. If only the hurricane will destroy everything. I know. I feel for the people in Florida. It's coming that way, but according to the news, if it just would have ripped up Puerto Rico, man, what we missed an opportunity there. But if it tears apart Florida, we'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Josh, did you see my jersey? Right here it is. Wow. There you go. Take a break.